We've spoken a lot about macros, your protein, carbs and fats. We've also chatted a little bit about calories, counting calories, different forms of protein, etc. Today I want to talk about another very important aspect of your meal plan, which is basically your vitamins, which are your vitamins and your minerals, your micronutrients that actually play an even more important role than the protein, carbs and fats that you consume. Reason being, if your vitamin levels in the body are not optimal and you have a deficiency of, let's say, vitamin B12, D3, they not just affect your thyroid function, but food absorption largely is also affected by this sort of an imbalance. That is why it becomes really important and crucial to ensure that you're getting in the right amount of supplements with regard to your macros. Now, you heard I said supplements and not your macros to get in the daily requirement of macros, which basically means that if I may just explain with a couple of examples. For instance, when you look at calcium, you need at least 500 mg on a regular basis, right? And 500 mg is, I would say, is like the lower limit. We have a little friend here. Does he see that? 500 mg, I would say, is the lower limit, but that's the minimum you require. In kids, they require actually much more than 500 mg and maybe close to 1200 mg. And at the end of the day, if you look at just a glass of milk, right, one glass of milk gives you approximately 125 mg of calcium and not more than that. Obviously, it's not possible for you to drink like 10 glasses of milk to achieve 1000 mg per day. Similarly, if you look at vitamin C and you're thinking that oranges and bell peppers and chilies and things like that are giving you enough amount of vitamin C, then that's also something you need to check, because let's say one orange on an average gives you maybe 60 to 70 mg of vitamin C, wherein which you require a minimum of 500 on a regular basis. That's your daily requirement, RDA, regular daily allowance. And in that case, if you're only looking at oranges and bell peppers also have approximately 70 to 120 mg of vitamin C. It's not possible for you to eat 5 to 6 bell peppers or 7 to 8 oranges in order to kind of get in that intake. And if you did eat those many oranges, you would be consuming at least 70 to 80 grams of sugar. So having said that, it is extremely important that you take supplements when it comes to your micros, vitamin E, vitamin B, vitamin C, fish oil, and these four are super important. If you feel you have a vitamin D3 deficiency, get a blood test done if you're not sure. You should have a vitamin D3 capsule as well. I think the regular dose for that is once a week for 4 weeks to begin with. B12 is something, if you're low on, it is extremely important that you speak to a physician and general physician and get one of your B12 tablets separately. That is not something that as a nutritionist I would prescribe. I mean, I can tell you a couple of names, but it is largely dependent on the values your blood reports really show. And also remember that if you are deficient in B12, most likely most of the protein that you're eating is not getting absorbed by the body. This is a problem, and if your iron is low, it is pretty obvious that you may not have your thyroid hormones functioning properly. Similar case with vitamin D. Usually if vitamin D3 is low, then you also see that your iron is kind of low. So all of these are interrelated and are extremely essential for a lot of different bodily functions that happen through the day. Now, the reason why I always ask you to consume your vitamins post-workout, your vitamin E, B, C post-workout, is because they're mainly antioxidants. And after you've worked out, or when you're working out, there is obviously muscle breakdown. There is also your body experiencing lack of oxygen because a lot of energy is being used. So your body is kind of has a little bit a lesser amount of oxygen, and due to this drop in oxygen, that's why you find yourself panting as well, right? So due to this drop in oxygen, there are smaller, let's say, I don't want to call them, but they're called free radicals, which kind of start developing in the body, and they start acting on your muscles and break them down much more than required, right? Which is why if you've had a really hard workout and you haven't given your body the antioxidants you need, you may feel a lot more fatigued. That's because your repair and your recovery hasn't really happened properly, or maybe your muscles broken down a little more than required. So having said that, these vitamins are really important for you to consume, and I would kind of touch upon a few other scenarios wherein which your vitamins may and may not affect your hormones. We will kind of target that in our next episode. Until then, see you guys.